Wow, beautiful. Hello to you, and hello to you, and hello to you, and hello to you. Sorry about that. I don't know where my sound went. I had let go of it, but luckily it is back. So, what is going on, guys? Much love. We're going to try going on a high-quality game right now. We're going to go on Gary's mod, guys. And I don't know how that's going to work out for us. It's certainly an experimental situation, and it could go in a variety of directions. So bear with me, and I hope that this goes well. For the moment, just to test speed and testability and legibility and stuffability and thingsability and funability, we're just going to start our own game. You know, it's not going to be as fun as if we were somewhere else or something. But, you know, in this particular circumstance, what's cool is we can come up with our own trouble and terrorist down there. You know, we can come up with our own situation here. It should kind of be cool, for sure, you know. And we can play around with our stuff without being interrupted. I don't know if you guys have ever played Gary's mod, but this is fucking badass. It's kind of a reapproach. I haven't played Gary's mod in a long tizzle dizzle. So I appreciate you guys being here, and really look forward to I'll be I'm double checking if I'm straight or not. Looks like I am streaming. Hey. I guess while we're waiting, what up, 420? Good to see you, Owen. Good idea there, sir. Good idea. Excellent use of icons, mister. Just spectacular. It takes this long to load a game on your own computer. Imagine how long it's going to take to load it on someone else's on a different server. Oh, it's not streaming Gmod, huh? Give it a minute. It's loading. It's on the loading screen. Hopefully it'll trip back. How's everybody's Wednesday going, guys? See if we can get it going. Will you show your face? Come on, OBS. Just need you to show Gmod. Let's see. Alright, we're gonna do something a little bit on the box here. Gotta make sure the Joe knows about this song. Looks like we're experiencing technical difficulties. Hello. Hello now. Hey, you know what? No problem, guys. Laddie, what it is. So I need you guys to tell me what kind of world we're gonna build, because I'm gonna get back into architecture design, world design, and I'm really excited to be here live on Twitch and have the opportunity for community feedback and growing with you guys, not just within the YouTube community and within Steam and of course all the badass video game communities that are out there, but to be here with you guys hanging out on Twitch is a really amazing experience. I really love you guys. It's an amazing community. I can't tell you guys how much it means to me. I can't get enough of this place, and I really am thankful for being here. Okay, so we've only got a couple minutes right here in our test. We'll come back here in a little while, and we'll do a larger scale setup, and then here in the coming days, I'm gonna set up a Gary's Mod server and give you guys an opportunity to see what it looks like when you set up your own server. I have professional hosting here, or sorry, I have business class internet here where I'm at, and so with 100 megabite per second connection, I should be able to have pretty spectacular results when it comes to having an internet server set up, just a server set up configured here to host a Gary's Mod server. And then we're going to learn all about Gary's Mod. So I haven't been on Gary's Mod in a long time, and admittedly, I don't know what all stuff I've got. Okay, so we still do have wire. Fuck yeah, so you can wire shit. We got like chips and gates. Like, check it out. I can wire fucking CPU. Like, dude, the actual. So you guys are gonna watch. Like, I'm completely a noob right now because I haven't played this game in 10 years. But you're gonna watch what it would be like for someone who will completely appear as a noob, but also appear very funny and silly, because there is nothing noob about the potential of this video game. So check it out. We can put a freaking CPU. I just put a Xilinx CPU with a freaking serial number on it. And it's identified in this game. There's a CPU running. It has a certain amount of RAM apparently. The RAM the RAM's oscillating between 40,000 kilobytes and 80,000 kilobytes. Let's see here. Like gates. Let's see. We've got screens. Okay, so I remember this thing called the EGP screen. Let's see. I'm gonna spawn the EGP screen. Let's see, I guess all the wiring probably should have been on that side of my fridge. Alright, so we have our tool gun. Our tool gun gives us access to all the badass shit. I'm familiar with Gary. A lot of you probably are. How many of you have really taken the time to explore the true capacity of Gary's Mod? If so, please let me know. I'm really interested in everybody's stories. Sorry, I'm new to this, so I'm still even figuring out the guns and everything. So we're gonna spawn a screen. We've got an EGP screen. I just swore there was like different sizes though. Let's see. What do we do? We hit Q when we have our weapon open. Okay, so we hold Q, and then we use a much fucking bigger screen. There, here we go. There's a bigger screen. And then what about this screen? Oh shit, we're out of time, guys. We'll be back shortly. And we'll finish this up here shortly with the end of the world. So just stay tuned, and the end of the world will be momentarily. Just kidding. Alright. So yeah, stay tuned. I'm gonna go live here this life went. Oh my gosh, it's hard to be long with this rendering. Gary's Mod is one of those software. You start playing with certain things and it just automatically requires a certain amount of CPU. And so I'm not able to do all the silly stuff I'm with some of the other games that I'm doing on the computer. Despite the fact we've got 14 gigabytes of RAM, it's just there's weird shit that happens with this stuff. So I guess let's get this thing, and we're not gonna use that one either. And normally I probably just like throw the other at first, but there's junk inside a video game now, alright? And later what we're gonna do is we're gonna figure out once again how to connect that. There's the EP. Then you need a graphics processing unit to connect to the GP. So we'll just like take that, put it back here. One. Let's see a little bit. We go right on the side. No. Dang it. No. There we go. We'll just wear everything to the side. Perfect. Maybe go to the underside. There we go, great, alright. And then there's like cool stuff you have to do with that. I think you have to actually link the two, so you go like, whoa, shit, look at this. You get to type into this is a GPU controller, and you have to type stuff into it. So I think if we type like, I don't remember like how to start E2, but, or let's see, there's an E2 helper. What if we just throw something in? What would happen? I'll have to the normal code set up here later. But you know, you can do stuff where you just like echo something, save it as a basic screen text display, and guess this just will always be here. It doesn't look like I have any of the. Oh, here we go. So we got some of the original. So here's an example of a 3D cube. So we copy that, and then go to the. Then we can just go to like ours, for instance, and mess with it. Saved as basic screen text display 1. There we go. And then we gotta connect that probably with the wire tool. This is one tool. You can switch the wire tool. Video out. Video out. User empty. Nope. Take this video out. We want video out. When did you create a freaking wireless back to the thing? Yeah. We'll figure it out later. Until next time, guys. Back to you soon. Much love, Game Publicist out. Kaboomski! This is a Game Publicist test on Gary's mod, and we'll go more in depth in exploration on Gary's mod here later. Just kidding. You know what? How about we do a retwitch? Yeah. Look our regular website. Let's see, moment. Shall we? There she is. Game Publicist Reborn. Go to GamePub.com and you'll be able to find us that way. I'm doing it because there's no need to roll out of this place. I'm just gonna go ahead and play some of what we were doing the last couple days. Just an intermission. Let's see. Interesting, actually. I'm gonna show about my. This is how I found a bunch of friends here on Twitch. You're trying to find out how we can find friends on Twitter. Jody? Let's see. Well, that's slow. I wonder if we have anything that is that epic, or if there's something just like super badass we're sharing with you guys here. What the heck is this?
What's up, YouTube? My name's John, and today I'm playing WG Realms 2 Siegebreaker. This is a mod for Duke Nukem 3D that changes, well, quite a few things, actually. There's brand new enemies, as in there won't be any Duke Nukem enemies in this mod. Brand new weapons, and perhaps most importantly, there's there's a system to this game, kind of like an RPG system, but not quite. I mean, it definitely has some influences and kind of a feel of an RPG, but it really, there's no like leveling or anything like that. It's much more of a, honestly, I don't know how to describe it, but there's elements from like action adventure games, there's elements from RPGs, I feel like it's pretty unique actually. I mean, I don't know if this is actually directly drawing from something, but it's pretty damn awesome, let me just say. In fact, I don't really know how to give it an adequate description without just simply playing it itself. So, yeah, this is kind of what I'm going to be doing. Now, you might be wondering, John, what the hell? This is WG Realms 2? What happened to WG Realms 1? Why are we hopping right into the sequel? Well, okay, so I was actually going to start with WG Realms 1, and because WG Realms 1 is actually just a level set, a beautiful level set, I should say, but nevertheless, the original WG Realms was just a level set with new textures, some new graphics, but it was still basically Duke Nukem, but it's a great level set, and it's awesome. So I was going to start with that and then leap to this, but then I found out that this particular version of WG Realms 2 already has the original packaged with it. So you get to play the original with the mod that the sequel brought into the mix. So yeah, so I figured I'd start this playthrough by playing the first WG Realms with this mod, and then we'd leap over to Siegebreaker, which is supposed to be the sequel, which has new levels of its own. So there's also these other 2 episodes. I don't know if I'm going to be playing those or not, but I figured we'd at least go through the WG Realms proper, and then, you know, we'll see what we do from there. So anyway, yeah, let me just go ahead and start with WG Realms, and I'll just kind of explain how this mod works as we go along. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so this is the first screen you see. So you have this thing throughout the game called POW. I guess it refers to power. It's like an ability thing. POW mode is this thing you activate when you have enough energy to use it. And the way you get energy for it is by damaging enemies. So, and like it's kind of this bar that gets more powerful the longer you save it up. So, and that's kind of what you're seeing here. So when you have very little of it, this is kind of the effect you get. And then you get a little bit more, you get this, and then you get a little bit more, you get these 3, and then these 4, and then these 5. But you have to choose when you unleash it, and you have to kind of, if you really want the more powerful stuff, you got to kind of save it up. So there's a kind of strategy involved in like, okay, should I save up and use the more powerful version, or do I need to use it now in order to survive? And I mean, again, it'll all make more sense once we get into the game. But what you're doing here, and this is kind of really for people who know the mod already. I mean, what's nice is you can always change these at any time, but you can actually swap these out, as you can see here. So I'm actually going to do reflect damage generation. So for those of you familiar with this mod, this is going to be the loadout I'm using. For those of you who aren't familiar with this mod, don't worry, I'm going to explain how this all works. But if anyone actually knows how this mod works, this is what I'm going to go for. Maybe I'll change this later, but we'll see. Anyway, let's hop in here. Alright, so here we are. Already, it's pretty freaking beautiful, I think. Like the rain and the lightning, there's birds flying around and stuff. So the story of this mod is, I mean, this is apparently Duke Nukem's house, believe it or not, but apparently something weird's happening. I mean, there's some unusual storm happening, lightning everywhere. And look at this, what the hell's going on here? It's like this blood pyramid coming out of the ground and lava and what the hell's happening. You see that crystal, by the way? You can grab that. It's called painting tool. Activate it. I usually like to activate it. When it says show damage, that means, you know how in Wrath of Chronos when you hit enemies, like little numbers pop up? That's basically what that is. So I like having that on it, but it's just important to actually pick that up. Anyway, this is to do with what I said. Let's go back. Something terrible is happening. Something horrible. The walls are broken. There's blood on the walls. There's weird cultist-like handles everywhere. Blood and like, what the hell happened here? Anyway, so the objective of this level, before we actually get to the game proper, is we have to find all these switches. So let's go ahead and try to find that. By the way, you see this apple here? That increases our maximum health by 1. So now we can have a maximum of 101. Also worth noting is this backpack. Now we can hold more ammo on all of our weapons. So, what's interesting, so this is Duke Nukem's house. I mean, clearly it's the master bedroom, but, I mean, this is a bedroom with 2 beds. I mean, does Duke Nukem have kids? And do they live with him? And, I mean, do they share, like, who lives in this room? I mean, look, there's clothes in here, so somebody lives in here. I don't know. I don't know, my understanding is that this is Duke Nukem's house, so I don't know. There's also this room, I don't know what this really is. It's kind of interesting. There's like a whole art gallery in here that also seems to have been destroyed by something. There's also like a bar in here. I guess it's like his entertaining room or something. But there's also this weird garage that has a severed version of Duke Nukem in it. And also more blood and weird volcanic stuff. Like, what the hell is happening? But anyway. So, the whole objective is to find these switches. So here's one of the switches here. So we got that going. Where was the other one? There was a second one. Oh yeah, it's in this room. I guess this is kind of like the entertainment room. Like a whole speaker system and television in here. And then finally, the last one is out in the backyard. Oh, there we go. There's this lovely little garden with a pond. There's like this little tool shop over here. There you go. And now, as you can see, there actually is a weird entrance in the middle of our living room. Before we go in there, there's a couple things we should grab before we leave. You see all these yellow little didgeridoos here? This is actually gold. Now, if you look in the top left-hand corner of the screen, if I could actually get that sentence out properly, I now have 75 gold. That treasure chest underneath it, don't worry about that right now, we'll get to it. But yeah, right now I have 75 gold. In fact, there's some more gold out here. Now, I don't know if there's any... I need to be careful, too, because the lightning can strike you, by the way, and you do take damage from it, so... something to keep in mind. I don't know if there's anything else I can grab. I'm sure you guys can let me know in the comments if there's some other secret I may have missed, but I'm just going to go ahead and go down that hole now that we've grabbed a little bit of gold there. Okay, here we go. And that's the end of the level, but I'm going to go ahead and go to the next level since that really wasn't much of an episode. So, Medieval Cress. Now we're in WG Realms proper. So notice it's very different from where we just were. It's a medieval kind of looking place. There's a castle over there. There's a bridge that's broken. It's like, what the hell is this place? Now you might be thinking, oh, is this like a medieval mod? Do you get swords and stuff? Well, not necessarily. I mean, look, you get ammo for a shotgun. I mean, so you're actually going to be using, like, guns. Primarily, I think, pretty much entirely guns. Whoa, somebody's shooting at us. Okay. Just get away from them. We don't have any proper equipment to deal with that guy. Look at this. This is frickin' beautiful. Apparently this level set's revered for being just beautiful as far as architecture, and I completely agree. It's just frickin' amazing. Anyway. So we have this castle here, and we can't get inside right now. I don't know if there's any items around here. Let's go back underwater. I'm sure there's some stuff down here that we can grab, besides that apple. Let's go back up for air. No scuba gear, as far as I understand, but at least in this version. Again, the original WG Realms, which is what, I mean, this exact level set is. Whoa, shit. Ow. That's not good. Okay, we need to actually run away from that guy. That guy could do some serious damage if we don't avoid him. So, yeah. We can't let that guy get to us. Look at this cool looking waterfall. I mean, there's just so many cool effects here. Anyway. Where we're trying to go is actually underneath here. See this hole right here? Go through here. I don't know what that's all about. We're going up here. Alright, now you see these treasure chests? These are going to be kind of a central part of the game. Originally there were 3D models. I don't know why they turned off, but anyway. So, I don't know, sometimes you can actually have them be 3D models. Now also note on the left-hand side of the screen, I now have 150 gold in the treasure chest section. That's my stash of gold, not the gold that I'm currently having, if that makes any sense. It'll make more sense later. Anyway, so there's these treasure chests, right? Let's open them.
Hail to the king.
So here's our primary weapon, actually. It's a single-barreled shotgun. Alternate fire, yes, there are alternate fires, allows you to aim down the sights, and actually with some enemies you can get headshots on them, which makes it much easier to deal with. We also have a double-barreled shotgun, which, number one, uses different types of shotgun shells than this one does. Look at the bottom right, see? That actually means something. There are double-barreled shotgun shells and there are single-barreled shotgun shells, just so you know. And then, so we don't have to kick anybody, we have this chainsaw type thing. I don't use it too often, but hey, it's good to have it. Anyway, what we're trying to do, you see this button here? Trying to do that. Alright, so now this door's open, so let's go back out there. And actually, where is that guy? I want to go take him out. He might still be over here. I'd like to kill him and take his gold. Most enemies drop gold, so... Where'd he go? He was just around here a second ago. Where'd he go? Wait, there he is. Did his gold drop down there? I don't know if it did or not. I think I got gold from it. Okay, so, something else I need to point out about this whole POW thing. Look in the top right. You see how it says POW 14? Press R to use POW. So that's what I'm talking about. So when that green bar is flashing, that means I can use the reflect damage ability. So when I press R, that's the ability I will acquire. When that blue bar fills up, I will have reflect damage and mana regeneration. What we want, you know, as time goes on, you might want to have it go all the way up to that yellow section over there, and that's when we get Meteor Storm and all these other ones. So that's how that system works. The more damage we do to enemies, the more this fills up, basically. So you press home in order to access the screen, by the way, so you can always change these whenever you want, which is kind of nice. There's also some interesting tips at the bottom of the screen. You can read through that if you want. Anyway, let's just go ahead and keep going here. I heard that. Let's just go in here and see what happens. Alright, here's some gold that these guys dropped. That'll be good to have. There's a nice checkpoint system that we like. Now see, look, that was double-barreled shotgun ammo, and then there was the other one. They're basically like half zombies from Doom and half Barons of Hell. I love it. It's just so ridiculous, it's awesome. That's why I like it. Anyway. Oh, see if I can get a headshot in this guy. Damn. Well, that's good enough. Now these Lost Souls, they're basically these sentry drones from Duke Nukem. So in other words, I fucking hate them to death. And there's even worse variations of them, but you'll know them when you see them, believe me. Alright, so, you might be wondering this whole time, what the hell is all this gold for? Well, there are certain treasure chests throughout the game that require gold in order to open. This one requires 100. And by opening it, we get these cluster pipe bombs, which are pretty damn awesome, actually, but, you know, we'll find the right time to use them. Anyway, let's keep going. There we go, headshot. Perfect. I like how the body just keeps walking, that's kind of hilarious. Ah, here's another one. We have 180 gold, why not? More ammo, sure, why not? Alright, so let's go this way. Hop down here. Oof. That was not very nice. There we go. Kinda wishing I still had that, we can see, now we need 150 ammo, or 150 gold. Who shot me? There we go. Now notice that I have my, third POW ability. If you look in the top right. I need to find some health, like, as soon as freaking possible. Well, there's all these health vials here. That does help. 35 is better than nothing. Let's grab these shotgun shells. Okay. Get some armor there. Shit. Minigun cannon we do not have yet, but I think we'll be getting it pretty soon here. Let's open up this one. Grenades. Oh shit. I forgot about that. Okay, so there is an actual cyber demon over there. Yes, a cyber demon from Doom is in Duke Nukem. And he works pretty much the way you'd expect. So, and he's a big old pain in the ass, but we'll get to him later. Life seed. Okay, these are good. These are good little items. Interesting items. You drop a seed on the ground, it grows into a plant, and then you get health for it. It's like a weird version of a med kit. I like it though. Weird means interesting, you know? So, let's do another one actually. I might need some more health here. There we go. Alright. And this over here is called Doom Health. I think it's called that because it's like a soul sphere. You can see I have now 111 health. And it doesn't degenerate, so... Freaking lost souls. Now, apparently, when one of these little wraith things attaches to one of these, it becomes like that. The explosion gets even bigger. So these wraith things are just a big old pain in the ass, basically. So, let's go back over there, because there's actually some useful stuff in here. Alright, these are armor shards. Oh, another one of these is nice. Gold, gold. Oh. I don't know what that's all about. Anyway, oh, more gold. We have 75 gold. Now you might be wondering, so wait, you have 150 gold in that stash. Why can't you open that box back there? Well, apparently it has something to do with, I don't know, it's like, it's more about your current gold. I don't know, some boxes can be opened with your stash, some boxes can be only be opened with your current gold reserves. It's kind of a strange system, but, you know. Ah, yes, these pain elemental looking things. So, you can't attack them until they start attacking, like that. Otherwise, they're invisible, and you have to wait for them to... Ooh. Oh yeah, so this double-barreled shotgun has an alternate firing both of them at once, basically. So, that's a nice little addition. Now then. Let's hit these switches here, because I think we need to. Go. There we go. There we go. Ooh, 2 apples. That's pretty awesome. And some life seeds. Oh, here we go. Something just got unleashed somewhere. I think that's actually over at the beginning, like kind of where we came in. I do kind of like that system, that it shows you what your thing just did. I don't know, that's kind of nice. Oh shit. Oh, I'm not going to worry about him yet. Oh shit. These are the only enemies that really remind me of an actual Duke Nukem enemy. Yikes. Because yeah, when you blow them up and you're close to them... Oof. This is getting a little testy here. Oof. Let's take out this other one here. Is that it? There's so much gold in the ground from all these lost soul things. Ooh. What the hell? Oh, it was one of the big ones. I think the big ones do... Okay, now I have maximum POW, which I think I'm going to have to try out pretty soon here. Probably when I fight that cyber demon. So you'll get to see all of my powers at once. Oh shit. Oof. Come back here. Oh, oh. I'm gonna go ahead and grab all this. And I might just go ahead and use one of these life seeds. Let's use both of them. Might as well. Alright. now we're underwater. There's a thingy here. So that's actually what those pipe bombs do. They create giant explosions, basically. Ooh, another one of those. We want to go up here, because there's all these switches here. Now we can actually access that castle that we saw earlier. Ooh! I don't know if I pointed it out, but now we have a nice rocket launcher, so let's get back over there. Oh, we're gonna have to open the vault again here. Oh shit. We're not gonna deal with them right now. Might deal with these guys though. Grab some of that gold. Oh, now we have to deal with the cyber demon, so that'll be great. Let me just hop down there and go take care of him. Alright, so I have maximum POW. Let me show you what the big deal is about all this stuff. Okay, so part of it is unleashing a giant horde of warriors from Hexen, who toss homing axes, and they're just generally badasses. Well done, lads. Yes, just swarm around him. There we go. Cyber Demon's gone. But not only that, I reflect damage, I regenerate my health, I have super armor. So I'm basically just hard to kill, and I summon a bunch of barbarians, and apparently meteors fall from the sky. That's what the meteor swarm is. So, yeah. That's why you want to save up POW. Or you might not. You know, I mean, sometimes it might require less POW. Anyway, there was a chest over here that we couldn't open. Whoa! There was a chest we couldn't open earlier. I would like to open that now. Oh. There's also all these lost souls I probably should be careful about. There we go. Oh, I knew there were more. Look, they're weird. They're like Battle Lord looking lost souls. Very strange indeed. Okay, wait. Before we go, there was a treasure chest. Yeah, here it is. There we go. We have the Gatling cannon. It's basically what you expect. It also comes with grenades as the alternate fire. See, pretty powerful weapon actually. Let's grab all this good stuff here. And let's actually save the game, since we haven't actually done that yet. Okay. Now let's deal with the cyber demon. We have this rocket launcher that we're not using. Ah, there we go. Now, do you hear that horrible noise out there? Yeah, that's this. There's basically, it basically is a bishop from Hexen. That can be really difficult to deal with sometimes. And now we have quad damage, by the way. I don't know if you caught that earlier. But a door is opened. So we need to go back upstairs, actually. Yeah, there's all these, So yeah, there's elements from Quake as well, so there's quad damage and things like that. I mean, I don't know. It's really interesting. Alright, let's go in here. Ooh. Ooh! Shit. Let's try that again. Except we won't die. Except now we have to fight the Cyber Demon again. That was terrible. Those pain elemental things can dish out some pretty serious punishment. There we go. Now, while I still have this thing, let's see if I can quickly get back upstairs and take out that pain elemental type thing. I don't even know what it's called, but it's called something. Hurry, 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 hurry. Blow it out your ass, asshole. Alright, let's go up here. And that's the end of the level. Man, that was a pretty long level. But yeah. So, yeah, I hope that's a good example of what this mod is, and we're going to be continuing on, beating this episode, and then we'll move on to WG Realms 2. So, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next level. Alright, later.
And the list of recent devastated cities. After the recall from what was once known as
reflecting farewell speech as these brave soldiers took the fight to the Stroh's home planet. We, the rest of humanity, wish them luck and Godspeed as well.
The original Quake released in 1996 and was all the rage. id Software had developed another revolutionary shooter to follow Wolfenstein 3D and Doom that came before it. Quake's gameplay was definitely familiar to anyone who played Doom, but its full real-time 3D rendering was a breakthrough for the gaming industry. In my opinion, Quake is also the most unique game in the series, due to its dark fantasy theme and aesthetic. In our review of Quake, I said this is a very inconsistent series, and that all started with Quake 2. Developed by id Software and published by Activision, Quake 2 was released for PC in December 1997. It was ported to several other systems in 1999, with the Nintendo 64 version consisting of an entire new set of levels. Quake 2 deviated away from the dark fantasy stuff of the original in favor of a pure sci-fi theme. From what I understand, this was supposed to be an entirely new game and IP, unrelated to the original, but ultimately the developers decided to call it Quake 2. I guess you could say Quake 2 was another revolutionary shooter, or at least a very popular one, but I think that's because of the multiplayer and id Tech 2 engine itself, which was used to power several games in the late 90s and early 2000s. I did not try the multiplayer, so this review will only cover the campaign, along with the campaigns in the Quake 2 mission packs, The Reckoning and Ground Zero, both released in 1998. You will also see clips of Jeremy and I playing the Quake 2 campaign in split screen on Xbox 360. This version is a direct port of the original game with some graphical improvements, and it came with Quake 4 on a bonus disc. Unfortunately, the 360 version does not include the mission packs. I played through the Quake 2 and mission packs on PC using the Yamagi source port, which runs on modern operating systems, supports widescreen resolutions, irons out tons of bugs, and remains true to the original single-player experience. Yamagi also supports music playback via the OGG file format, and the original soundtrack can be obtained from the GOG release of Quake 2. So let's take a look at Quake 2 and see what it's all about. Like previous id Software games, the story isn't really fleshed out and more of an excuse for you to shoot shit. You play as a Marine named Bitterman and take part in Operation Overlord. Your ultimate goal is to stop an alien species known as the Strogg from invading Earth. During an attack on their home planet of Stragos, your ship crash lands and the campaign begins. In The Reckoning, you play as Joker, a member of an elite squad of Marines. Your mission is to infiltrate a moon base and stop the Strogg there. In Ground Zero, you play as a Marine named Stepchild. Your mission here is to make your way to the gravity well and disable the defenses of the Strogg home planet. Just like the original Quake, the storylines have a very been-there-done-that feel to them, just because they share some elements with prior id Software games. It seems id Software loves their sci-fi tech stuff and thwarting alien invasions. I don't really mind because I love the sci-fi genre, but it's hard not to experience a sense of deja vu when playing this. Regardless, there is a bit more emphasis on story here with intro and end cutscenes for each campaign, and you can always bring up your objectives at any time during gameplay, so you at least have some idea as to what the hell is going on. Furthermore, at several points during the game, you'll hear somebody over the radio ordering you to do something. Most of the time, you're going from point A to B to either activate something, destroy something, or find items that let you access new areas, like key cards, data CDs, and even enemy heads. The level design in Quake 2 is a bit different than what we've seen in previous id Software shooters. Each campaign consists of a series of missions, and each mission is broken up into different areas, or maps, that are all interconnected. You'll frequently be backtracking through areas to do something or acquire items to access other areas. It is easy to get lost, but when talking about the main campaign and The Reckoning, the levels are not so intricate that they feel like mazes. For the most part, where you need to go is pretty straightforward. If you take notice of landmarks and read signs, you can easily find your way. Now, Ground Zero, on the other hand, has truly confusing level design and excessive backtracking, with you running between areas several times. It becomes very annoying. One tip I can give is that if there's no enemies along the path, you may be going the wrong way. When leaving an area to go to another, you'll need to wait for the game to load, and luckily these load times aren't too bad when playing on PC, they last less than 10 seconds. Now when playing on 360, or at least in split screen, these load times are significantly longer, which does kind of suck considering you'll be navigating between different areas often. Throughout the environments are health, ammo, and power-ups scattered around, and there's plenty of secret areas to discover. Navigation in Quake 2 is pretty easy. You'll primarily be pushing buttons to open doors, pulling levers, and riding elevators and platforms. However, sometimes you'll need to blow something up or destroy something to progress, which isn't always obvious. If I have any major complaint with the levels themselves, it's that they all feel the same, especially in the main campaign and The Reckoning. Most of your time in these campaigns is spent navigating through tech-base areas and the planet's surface. There are different locations like bunkers, detention centers, a power plant, compound, military complex, mines, and things like that. The problem is that there's just not enough visual variety to really differentiate them. The Ground Zero mission pack does improve the visual variety a bit, making some areas feel more interesting. Unlike the original game, any power-ups you acquire are stored in your inventory for use later, and you can activate them at any time. Most power-ups last for a limited time, and they mainly provide benefits to combat and navigation. I guess this game tries to employ some form of stealth mechanics because you can acquire and use a silencer, which just silences your gunfire. I never really had the desire to sneak through any areas, but I guess if you wanted to try, this would help. However, Ground Zero includes one area where you can wear a Strogg uniform and just run past enemies without being attacked, so that was pretty cool. Quad damage returns, and it's just as satisfying as it was in the original Quake. It quadruples your weapon damage, letting you turn enemies into gibs in a matter of 1 or 2 shots depending on the weapon. Other power-ups include things like a rebreather, which lets you breathe underwater, the Enviro suit that lets you traverse in slime without taking damage, and the bandolier will increase the amount of ammo you can carry. There's also different types of armor that I guess act as power-ups, including body armor, combat armor, jacket armor, and energy armor. You can even acquire adrenaline, which I stupidly never used because I thought it increased your speed or something. I don't know where I got that from, but I was very wrong, and recently discovered it permanently increases your health by 1 hit point. So yeah, use adrenaline when you find it. The Reckoning adds a dual fire damage power-up, and Ground Zero adds several more, including the Hunter Sphere, Defender Sphere, IR Goggles, Double Damage, and Doppelganger, which I don't think I ever found. I used the Defender Sphere twice, and it's pretty cool since it will fire at attackers and reduces the damage you take by half. The thing is, I didn't really use power-ups all that much. I think I just forgot I had them most of the time. You can definitely get through each campaign without using most of them. Quake 2 consists of 4 difficulty modes: Easy, Medium, Hard, and Nightmare. From what I've researched, the hardest difficulty was originally hidden and named Hard Plus. It was accessible only through console commands. That would also explain why the 360 version only has 3 difficulty modes to choose from. Regardless, when using Yamagi you can select Nightmare before playing. Even on Medium, the campaigns can pose a decent challenge. Luckily, the arsenal in Quake 2 is more than enough to deal with the threats. The base game consists of the blaster, which is like a pistol and contains infinite ammo. It becomes basically useless during combat once you acquire any other weapon, but it's good for blowing things up or shooting buttons if you don't want to waste ammo for any other weapon. Eventually you'll acquire the shotgun and super shotgun, which are pretty standard for id Software shooters. The biggest difference between the two is that the super shotgun fires from both barrels, obviously making it more powerful. You will eventually acquire a machine gun that can fire rapidly, but you'll have to deal with the recoil and learn to control your aim. The chain gun can be extremely deadly and can kill enemies very quickly, but it also eats through ammo just as quick. You will acquire grenades that can be thrown at enemies, and sooner or later you'll acquire the grenade launcher and then later on a rocket launcher. And this time around they do not share ammo. Some of the more unique weapons include the Hyper Blaster, which fires lasers, and the Railgun, which is probably one of the most satisfying weapons in the game. It fires a beam, or slug, that can decimate most enemies not wearing armor in one shot. Then there's the BFG 10K, which basically acts just like the BFG 9000 from Doom. It fires a giant sphere of energy that will also unleash beams at any nearby enemies. The sphere explodes upon impact with anything, damaging any enemies in the surrounding area, usually killing them. The Reckoning includes 3 new weapons. You can throw a trap down that creates a vortex sucking in anyone that gets near, and then produces some orb thing that provides you with health. The trap is actually a rare item, so you may want to save them for later on when you're up against more challenging foes. The Ion Ripper fires energy boomerangs that are very deadly and can bounce off surfaces. The third weapon is the Phalanx Particle Cannon, which fires dual slugs that can do more damage than rockets. Ground Zero includes 5 new weapons. The ETF rifle rapidly fires flechettes, and the weapon itself closely resembles the nail gun from the original Quake. The Chain Fist, otherwise known as the Chainsaw, is exactly what it sounds like, an arm-mounted chainsaw. I found it to be pretty useless. The Proximity Launcher is a reskin of the Grenade Launcher, which fires proximity mines that explode when anyone gets close. Tesla mines can be thrown down on the ground, and will fire a beam of lightning at any enemies that get close. Finally, there's the Plasma Beam, which feels more powerful than it actually is. It fires a plasma beam, hence the name, but it seems underpowered considering how fast it goes through ammo. Now, most of the weapons do feel satisfying to use, and each do serve a purpose, and I found myself switching out weapons often depending on the situation and enemies I was up against. I do have one small gripe with the weapons. There's no muzzle flashes. It's a small cosmetic thing and doesn't really affect anything gameplay-wise, but it bothers me. Gunfire will illuminate dark areas, but there's no muzzle flashes, which just bothers me for some reason. It's not really a huge deal, but I think muzzle flashes would make firefights a bit more exciting. Like I said, doesn't affect gameplay and is more of a personal gripe. As you may or may not know, I found many enemies in the original Quake to just be annoying. Quake 2 has quite the enemy variety, and some enemies here do share the same annoying traits as those found in the original game. When you first start the main campaign, you're up against basic guards with blasters, machine guns, and shotguns. You'll also come up against enforcers with chain guns, and they can pose a threat if you encounter more than one at a time. There's a few flying enemy types like the Flyers, which are these little drones that fire lasers, Technicians, which seem to be these flying containers housing some kind of brain in red liquid, and they fire lasers and can withstand a decent amount of damage before exploding. The Icarus is a Strogg soldier with a jetpack that can fly around and shoot at you. Some of the more annoying enemies include the Berserker, which will run right at you and try to smack you around. These things can take a few shots before dying, so you need to be careful. Gunners have a machine gun replacing one arm and a grenade launcher replacing the other. They usually fire grenades in succession and become very annoying when encountered.
$19.99. It's pretty sweet for me. just take this guy to get into the game. Just sits there and stares at the screen. So this is the beginning of a tiring level. And here's the end of the level. Actually. It's just like all compiled. Going from this to something like different. Getting ready to hop on some Gmod action, guys. Dark IP, some fascinating shit. More people play Dark IP than people play Sandbox. Check out a Lenny face. I love how they did that brand in there. Downloading crisp-shaped content. Register to vote, motherfuckers. Still waiting on the server to load. Look at that. We're live. 94% sending client info. Obviously, people could have made cartoons before this shit. All you have to do is draw some sheets of paper and stack it up and flip it around. This isn't the world's first cartoon, but I mean, pretty much. It's the world's first, like, Western culture style cartoon insanity, I guess. Ooh, they're terrible 30-second ad.
Oh, that's not good.
So now we're inside a multiplayer server. A bunch of other people talking. Here's my action. Who knows what we're about to see?
Yawn, pixel speed. I can just try to cross and catch up with it.
Where is it? Oh.
He's like right, and it's trying to jump in front of us. Trying to jump in front of us and get on. Where's everyone else? Where'd everyone else go? I don't... Overlap. Overlap, get enough.
Train build, huh? Ow.
It's an escape train.
What all do I need to download to be on this server?
What?
I don't know, curious, what do I need to download to be on here?
There's an album on the recordings, but I don't know.
I can't download anything, it's just kind of downloading.
Huh. I see errors in certain spots.
That's just I
Computer can't handle all this insanity.
Oh my.
I just spawn. Just look at the wheels like those.
Oh, okay.
Like, what's the end and what?
This is great.
Do I need certain S props or something?
Why are you getting ads in military? What is that noise? Oh, that's cool.
What is that smell? tacos. It is tacos.
Alright, so it looks like we can't go past let's see, right here.
Basically behind these rocks. Yeah, this is one of the biggest maps we have in the surface area. Actually, no, biggest map in general.
Okay, hold on. Let's,
You can't upgrade because
son of a bitch. Look, really, that's too big. This is not too big.
the helicopter plate.
The mini one.
That's what you said.
We take this with the board that gets and pass it around. I'm down by I'm going down here to find everything. There. What the fuck?
Which stop are you guys at?
There we go. There's one. I'm gonna. Gotcha. I can't grab it either. I can't move it. This constrains me. What constrains me?
This is basically when you spawn it, anybody can actually move.
So we have helicopters, planes, shit. We can't touch or move or use.
That's only bad, like that.
Admins are the only ones who can use them.
Yes.
I just need to put admin on the islands. Leave them.
Technically it's for the public, but they have it so the spawn is too big so it goes. We cannot go to land.
What kind of faggot shit is that?
God help you.
Sounds like some Pixel would come up with. What's over, Rambo? It's an error sign. I don't know. What is it? What is it?
I have no idea.
I like this map.
Just gonna. Is it here?
Maybe if it doesn't work because Chrome speed takes came up.
You were saying?
Oh, what?
Yes.
I'm gonna ask music.
What? I didn't hear you. I had the volume call away.
Do I need special props to start working with railroad stuff, or do I just spawn the right props?
You have to ancient about that, and he's doing something
On the right
right
props
now.
because there's train props and regular props for anything you can use, and S props or Publicist that right then.
Blanket.
I said I was using the S props stuff easier, and there's a lot more of it.
Nice.
Oh, and if I had to give you what? That? Oh my god.
I think I do have S props.
I'll give you one piece of advice on the server is don't trust the word Pixel says. What did I do? Yep, there he goes. Just mute him. Mute him. That's the best option. What did I do? You did everything at the same time. Okay.
He's a mutant.
Oh, piano.
Holy shit, there's an ancient llama in here? What are LFG points?
That is what you use to buy skins and other cosmetics.
To buy what?
Yeah. You get that for 14 points are what allows you to buy cosmetics like skin, fire models, things like that.
Oh, whoa. Nice, dude. Sick.
That's kind of really disappeared. Oh, is that you on tracks?
Yeah, I'm actually deciding this cool ass piano. Watch this.
Are you listening to music while also playing the piano?
I got spots.
I just want to see if it's actually slumped in for a
I want to make this piano drivable.
Did you purposely put the piano in front of the tracks? Oh, it moves.
I might have.
Okay.
I didn't actually put them there purposely. I just set them randomly. Static. What is
Then straighten out so I can't move.
Hey, forward.
This is probably the closest I can get. There we go.
There it goes. Ooh. Ooh, nice. Oh, there's even a chair or two back here. Oh, can't get in.
Oh, there it goes. Oh. I should not
Wait,
be
did you
distracted.
switch? Did you switch tracks?
It's too late. It's too late for that.
Could you guys tell me how to activate Smart Snap and stuff? I haven't played this game in a while.
I don't mess with that stuff.
Really?
Oh boy, what is this? I'm gonna get the drone idea for this thing.
Damn, these guys fucking
Oh,
people suck. No offense, but like this game never got any better. It's just like it's just still noobs. And
I broke it.
I mean, I love this game. Don't get me wrong. It's just we gotta make it more intelligent. We gotta teach people the potential of what we can actually do in this game.
Oh,
Dang.
yeah, okay.
I know I have like some freaking stash.
I wish they did that, but different train.
Different train? What other train could it possibly be between the GTA 5 train and the Polar Express?
I'm not. Oh. Okay.
Oh god, oh god. Oh, it's on top of me.
Does this look familiar?
Is that a Team Fortress 2 train?
Yeah.
Ah.
Does it look familiar?
It does.
Those are wacky. They're 3 times bigger.
I got it. It's working. Look.
What? We can do an NPC controller?
I think it's a Yep. Me.
So we can spawn this guy.
Hold on, is this, no, that's not a person. I'm gonna fly over the people on. There, so you're on that.
Where did your drone go?
And then right click to make all select NPCs attack a target in removed position. Crazy. All NPCs. So you just have a bunch of NPCs. Max NPCs is 1. And make him. You're probably making him go attack someone else. I just gotta find him. I'm just gonna send him into the lake. What's he doing?
Okay, it's all.
What are you doing, you fuck? Hey. Hey.
I didn't see that.
Sorry about that.
Oh, boy. What is this?
Can't even lift up your lifeless body, have you?
This thing is following us around. Me, or maybe,
Here you go.
There we go. Oh, it's still kind of shooting me, so I'll just hang back here.
Trying to go on the roof. Don't fail. Are you still on the roof up there?
I am. I'm doing something. I don't know what I'm doing.
On, wait.
I don't know what their drone ID is. Oh. Let's upside down. So let's.
Which side of the roof are you on?
The side that has that roof on it. Look, don't take pixel with you.
Still there. Can't really do anything about it.
Alright, let's see how this works. So do I have to fly into the box? I'll assume yes.
No. Really.
Oh no, that's me. That's me. Okay. Oh shit. Okay, hold on. It's not working.
No. Doesn't work.
What? Really?
Mm-hmm.
Because you can't use upgrades. You can't use upgrades.
Hmm?
You can't use upgrades for drone.
We can't. Just depends on what you're trying to make it.
I want to try something real quick.
You can't do the tier 3 tier that.
Oh, never mind. We would have to have someone else about to fix Pixel and use that. Pixel, if you're on here with him long enough, you'll see what our problem with him was. A lot of the server hates him. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not speaking for one, but I know a lot of people hate him. He's mainly mad at me because I ratted him out for spawn killing and placing a bunch of bright ass lights.
At least you got a cool map to play around with.
What else did he do? Mainly spawn killing, and I called him out for it, so he got jailed and he was still mad. And I think he's sexually attracted to some of the men here.
Yeah, it's not a, yeah, it is.
Yeah, he likes to get really close behind some of the men here, and it makes him uncomfortable, but, you know.
Oh, wait,
Look what he did to Ovo. Poor Ovo.
So how do we use this thing? Establishing connection to the server. Get my camera going again. Should be able to figure out my camera in a minute. Just gotta change the layering and the screen is loading so slow. Nice. I didn't know you were still in here for 20 cats. Commander Root. You a bot. I think Commander Root's a bot. Not 47. I don't know who that is. Welcome. I'll have my camera turned back on in a minute. So you guys watch me do a dab with you. Aha! We do have the precision tool. So, let's see. What? It sounds bigger than if you stepped on top. Hmm. But I don't have the grid and stuff. What the heck? Auto align to world, disable target shadow, general 2 options. Oh. Damn. Okay, so let me put it on move mode. And then in move mode, then I want to move this object to this object. Okay. I don't have a freaking grid though. It's like called like snap or like. There's an option called Smart Snap. There we go, snap distance. Jeez. Spawn menu entities. Spawn menu entities. Play X. Amazing. Hey, baby. I'm sorry. Yes. What up, O0 Apple at Apple? Ooh, I have the wrong game to stream. I'm gonna DC real quick.